First and last name and a good title for you, please.
Brad Clark, Game Warden.
And how do you spell your first and last name?
Bradclark.
Perfect. I guess, Brad, just my first question for you, just walk us through just kind of that initial 911 call.
So around 2:30 this morning, we received a phone call about a capsized boat and multiple people in the water drifting downstream. So that's when everybody started heading this way to try to figure out what we had going on.
How do you respond like this? I mean, every incident obviously is different, but when you get a call like that, when people are on the water, this happened overnight, how do you respond to this?
So first priority is making sure everybody's accounted for. Once we make sure everybody's accounted for, are there any injuries? And are the exigent circumstances, anything emergent that we need to really rush to get to, or is it something that they are secure and safe and we can slow down and take our time and methodically extract them safely?
And when you were able to get a hold of the people that were out on the kayaks, I guess, what did they tell you? What they hit, or what happened? Rushed on water?
So it sounds like they were out on a small boat and a couple kayaks, and throughout their voyage something happened and boats started taking on water and they had to abandon their boat, ended up in the water, and were able to tread water and get to shore safely.
And we were able to talk to two of the individuals. I guess everybody made it out safely?
Correct.
Any injuries?
No injuries, everybody's out safely.
When we were talking earlier too, I mean, you have the water overnight and then alligators all kind of mixed together. I mean, when you get a call like that, you expect the worst, you hope everybody's okay, but really, I mean, this could have turned a lot worse too.
It could have been a lot worse. This was a best case scenario. Everybody's safe, everybody's accounted for, and it's all we could hope for, really. So,
Brad, what advice would you give out to people who may not be familiar with East Texas waterways, knowing that there are alligators? Obviously, people want to have a good time and explore what East Texas has to offer. What advice would you give?
These individuals actually did some preparation that helped them out. They had phones in Ziploc bags. We encourage people to make a float plan. If you are going to get on the water, let somebody know that's not with you what your plans are, when you're launching, where you're going to take out, and how to reach you in case there's an emergency. They also had lighters with them. They were able to start a fire that we were able to locate them with a drone and pinpoint their location with a drone to guide our boats in to pick them up on the shore. So they did a lot of things to help themselves out this evening, and we encourage people to have those supplies and be prepared to spend the night, have snacks, have food, water, and a float plan, of course.
You mentioned that you were flying the drone over to make sure, one, that you could locate them, and two, to reassure them while you guys were working to get them out of there. Can you tell me a little bit about how that went down?
Sure. So once they were located with the drone, it wasn't just, hey, here they are and let's leave. We maintained the drone overhead so they would know that as a reassurance, we're there, we're coming. It's going to take a minute to get to you, but we're not forgetting about you, and we're going to be there. And they said that it helped reassure them and calm them seeing the drone overhead. So we use that as an extra tool, not just to find them, but to reassure them that we're still coming.
Talk about the challenges, complications in responding to something like this.
Logistics are always tough. So what boat ramp are you going to use? How's the water flow? How do you get to them? Where are you going to take them once you pick them up? So they were kind of in the middle between two major highways, and it just took our boat crews a long time to get to them, but we were able to safely get to them.
Talk about also the complications when you involve wildlife and alligators too. I mean, obviously you got to be worried about their safety, but also you guys as well.
Correct. So we're going to get to them, and we want to get to them as safely as possible. Alligators, you're in East Texas, any major body of water is going to have alligators in it. Alligators are going to leave you alone as long as you leave them alone. So they did the right thing. They were making a lot of noise, trying to distract them, scare the alligators away. They did a lot of things this evening to help themselves to make this as successful as it was.
I noticed on ambulance out here on scene, I guess just basic, checking them out just to make sure they're okay.
Correct. Everybody was a little cold and a little wet, maybe some bug bites, but other than that, everybody's okay, and they went home tonight, or this morning.
Now, you talked about running into the alligators. They'll leave you alone if you leave them alone. But, in the event that you do get caught up in an alligator, like you said, in the East Texas waterways, what else would you recommend? What should somebody do if they do cross paths with an alligator?
Well, first of all, most alligators are going to see you before you see them, and they're going to try to avoid you. But if you do notice one, avoid it and make a lot of noise, and they should respond accordingly and go away, because they don't want to be around people, and people don't want to be around alligators.
And then can you just tell us a little bit about what it was like for you personally responding to this call, making sure you're safe, and also just kind of making sure that all of this.
Yeah, Once we found out that everybody was accounted for, that was the major concern when we first got the call that everybody was not accounted for. But once we figured out everybody was accounted for and they were on the shore safe and they still had some phone with some charge on it, we were able to get to them. We were able to slow our response down, make sure we could get to them safely. So the biggest concern is just getting up here quickly and making sure everybody's accounted for. I don't know how long it took us to find them. We were on scene within probably 30, 45 minutes with boats, but getting to them down the river from a boat ramp takes a little time, and it's just the nature of the rivers. And in East Texas, some of these are inaccessible spots, so you have to deal with the logistics of it.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's all I've got. If you think of anything I might have missed or anything you'd like to add.
I just make sure people create that float plan and they're safe and prepared to stay a little longer than they expect.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.